Oh, guys. So we are back, okay, and we speak about chronology of Chinese dynasties with our respective Chinese, okay. I'm not, you put that yet, my PC at side to speak that. I'm not like reading the book of China and smoking weed because I think that's a good and fun way. No, two different, okay. Yet because I'm Brazilian, so that by yourself can speak out. But like, what I'm saying is like on my life, like I need to speak so many format, I need to speak in so formal way like the English, like so. Yes sir, no so sir, please so, thanks sir, and all that bullshit, and like it's just business all the time. And because of like the pandemic too, like the social things here in the city is not too many at all, like in the normal days, but like after the pandemic get down a lot, like the way the people be in social ways, like, is like. So for me be with you right now and what I send to you in Portuguese too, it's like be here with you right now on the YouTube. It's a way to be social and all that. So, okay, let's back now to the book. Let's read the chronology of Chinese. That's just to be like a good read, you start with yourself, read a good book, get a little high, why not? And study, but study for enjoy the study, not just for oh my god, I have a proof to do. California, okay. Primitive society. More than 10 million years ago, anthropoids lived at the edge of the forest in Lufeng, China. They are considered direct ancestors of human beings. About 1,007,000 years ago, Sinanthropus Yanomoesis of the Paleolithic age started to walk upright, use fire, and make simple stone tools. About 10,000 years ago, the Paleolithic period evolved into the Neolithic period. Human relics of the Neolithic period have been found across in China, but were primarily located along the Yangtze River, Yellow River, and Liao River areas. In the Wendu country along the Yangtze River area, rice has cultivated and produced in abundance and is used in making stones, whereas in the poetry were shed a considerable standard the Yangshan country. Along the middle and upper reaches of the Yellow River cement to be more sophisticated has been demonstrated by use of painted pottery. Shai Dynasty, 2,100 years ago. 2,100 years BC to 1,600 years BC. Someone sent me a message on my WhatsApp. Xia is the first dynasty in recorded China history. Historians often believe that it to be a nation consisting of a league of tribes. Its level of civilization has less sophisticated than that in Neolithic period, but more so than remote antiquity. Shang Dynasty, 1,600 years BC to 146 BC. Following the Xia, the Shang became the second dynasty that adopted the system of inherited rulership. The earliest record of Chinese history is found in Shang Dynasty oracle bone scriptures, the earliest form of writing Chinese language, have vivid descriptions of social activities and cultural phenomena such as ritual of worship, farming, and hunting. warfare and relying on astronomical phenomena for human benefits. The Shang dynasty has renowned, renowned, renowned in the Bronze Age for its remarkable skills in bronze making. Okay, more one. Zhou dynasty in 1046 BC to 256 BC. The Zhou dynasty has divided into the Western and the Western Zhou dynasty. The Western Zhou dynasty uh, 1046 to 771 BC established at its capital in Hanjing, near today to Xin, Shanxi province. In 707 BC, Emperor Zhou relocated the capital to Luoyang, today's Luoyang, signaling the beginning of the Eastern Zhou dynasty 717 to 256 BC. The Western Zhou dynasty witnessed the first great disruption in Chinese history. The period between 707 BC and 467 BC is called the spring and autumn, when the dukes or princes under the emperor vied for supremacy and ended up establishing separate states. The period between 475 BC and 221 BC is called the Wei-Haring states. And some smaller states begin take over, leaving only 7 large states: Qin, Shun, Yang, Han, Zhao, An, and Qi, known as the 7 powerful states of the Haring states period. It also in the spring and autumn and the Haring state that 100 schools of thoughts emerged. Well, that's very valid. That's a very valid period, and very very interesting because like they showing us like right the Neolithic like example and the Shang dynasty showing us like how the history has been recorded. Okay, like they bring the information right here on the Shia. He did the same, and how like the signals here are important to know, like the history here more, because guys we speaking about here, we speaking about 3,000 years ago. Here we're speaking about 4,000 years ago. Here we're speaking about like 4 to 5,000 years ago. It's a lot thing, bro. It's a lot thing. Look like what they already doing at this time. Okay, like speaking about it's cool 3,000 years ago. Why we can compare with that? The Egyptians, guys. Let me get just my charger real quick. How I say to you guys, that's a moment just talking with you and reading that, and just to be fun, no pressure, no like, oh, I need to understand 100% of these facts, saying like I need to remember that for all my life, and if I don't decorate that to pass on my, I don't know, like Harvard school prove like, oh my god, I am not, no bro, wait a minute, okay, think right now you are, I don't know, a Swisher guy, you know, okay, your family have a lot, millions, billions dollars in your family, and it just, okay, it's a Sunday day, you know, 10 o'clock, you know, you can not do too many sounds because that's the rules, okay, and we just got something good to read and to, you know, without like pressure. You know, it's just you get like get me a language, a Luxembourg book to read and see if I can understand the Luxembourgese uh, speech. Okay, it's just that. It's just that, right? So when you speak English, when you say about English, of course it's important. Like grammar is important. Interpretive taxes, and I have done this part too. I do this part too, but I do this part now, and that part more like who, or let's like say like without pressure, I doing with you guys. Okay, Qing Dynasty 200 to 221 to 206 BC. Close to the end, the Warring State period 475 BC to 221 BC. Qing eliminated the 16 remaining states, so he finished with all the states reading on the past tax, making China an unfilled state. So China has one thing itself. In 2021 BC, Emperor Ring Zhang instituted a system of centralized government to replace the previous system of inflow of men. He made Xinyang his capital and proclaimed himself the first emperor of China, King Xinyang. Thus, the king became the first unified emperor. And it's fun because when I speak like in Chinese, I make sure I'm doing like another way to speak and all whatever. Empire in the history of China with a centralized government. The first emperor of Qing also institutionalized a series of political measures that we have to provide repercussion on the subsequent feudal systems in China. Han Dynasty 206 BC to 220 AD. God. The Han Dynasty has divided in two dynasties. So the Han Dynasties perhaps together with Jesus. Fun. Alright. The Han Dynasty has divided in two dynasties. The Western Han, 206 BC to 25 AD, and the Eastern Han, the 25 AD to 220 to 220. In this period, China's comprehensive national power reached height, and great progress and development were made in areas such as handicrafting industry, commerce, and natural science. With the advent of the Silk Road, China began its significant commercial and diplomatic relationship with countries in Western Asia. Look at that, bro. 200 years ago, Jesus born in China doing business. Ancient and Northern and Southern dynasties. This period saw 220 to 509. This period saw the most frequent power struggles in the history of China. The term An, Jin, and Northern and the Southern dynasties is a general one, which in fact consists of three kingdom periods: 220 to 218, the Western Jin; 265 to 316, the Eastern Jin; 317 to 420, in the Northern and Southern dynasties; 420 to 508-9. The enduring feudal and political turmoil also brought about unprecedented economic convergence between the North and the South, as well economic convergence between North and South, as well the mixing in different countries and ethnics. The country of China Central Plains has disseminated to the southern China, and the countries from the western regions were also imported to China in great abundance. Buddhism that had been brought to China during the Han dynasties, the Han dynasty bring Buddhism to China, has spread far and wide across the country and gradually became an important component of Chinese ideology. Sweden, c. 581 to 618. In 518, when a man named Yang Jin ascended to a throne singling the start of the Sui dynasty. He established the Sui dynasty and unfeuded China, putting an end to a Jin and Northern and Southern dynasty. Great turmoil and discord had lasted more than 3.5 centuries during that time. The construction of the Grand Canal linking Beijing and Hangzhou in Zhejiang provides one of the greatest undertakings in China history, has completed during the Sui dynasty, making a north-south bound water transportation artery. This has a tremendous breakthrough given the limited forms of transportation at the time. With the advent of the canal connection between the north and south has strengthened and national country and economic benefits as a result. Tang Dynasty 618 to 907. The Tang Dynasty experienced a period of social stability and economic boom. Frequent cultural actions were made with many countries in the world, Japan and Korea in particular, sending students to Chang'an, today's Xi'an, the Tang capital, to study Chinese country. Those people are called emissaries to Tang. This period also witnessed outstanding accomplishment in the arts, such as painting, calligraphy, music, and religion. The Tang dynasty is therefore considered one of the most prosperous dynasties in China history. Five dynasties and 10 kingdoms, 907 to 960. After the fall of the Tang dynasty, China lapsed into a brief period of Tang-led warfare. Five dynasties emerged one after another in the Central Plains, namely the later lying 907 to 923, the later Tang 923 to 936, the later Qing 936 to 946, the later Yang 947 to 950, and the later Zhou 951 to 960. And 10 separatist states spread across the west of Xinjiang, the lower Yangtze River reach, south of the Five Reaches and east of the Yellow River. This situation became known as the Five Dynasties, 907 to 960, and 10 kingdoms, 1902 to 979. Song Dynasty 979 to 127.9. Whoa. Song Dynasty has divided into the Northern Song 916 to 1177 and the Southern Song 1027 to 102,029 dynasties. The founding of the Northern Song's dynasties put an end to the zenity that had started by the end of the Tang dynasty. We say Tang dynasty, right? That one, okay. So 600 to 1000, okay. Session during this court never appears again in Chinese history. Great progress has made in terms of social productivity as well as science and technology, culminating in the invention of movable clay, typing, printing, and the utilization of gunpowder for the first time in military affairs. The style of literature, painting, and calligraphy at this period has less garish, more characteristic of the Chinese literati. Yang Dynasty 1279 to 1368. What has ruled by the Mongols, it has a time when China occupied the largest territory in history. Urban business boomed at this time. Cities such as Dandu, today Beijing, in the north of the Hangzhou, in the south became important commercial centers. The emergence of Silk Road over the sea accelerated the prosperity of foreign trade. The Yuan dynasty, Quanzhou in Fujian province, has the most important trade and transportation center at this time. Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. Ming is the last feudal kingdom under the rule of the Yuan at Tennessee. Its capital has located in today Nanjing, Jiangsu province. In the 1406, Zhongding Emperor's Chengzu 1360 to 1424, the third emperor of the Ming dynasty, began to build the fortified city of Beijing. Okay. But you see like how Beijing appears a lot here in the history. Okay, let's keep. Where we later relocated its capital in 1421. Techniques is making firearms, which had first been developed in the Song dynasty, which had very high standards. Zheng, his voyage to the western, demonstrated to the world Ming China's shipping building technology and navigation power. China has well ahead of other countries in this respect. At this time, the handicraft industry also prospered, and Jingdezhen in Jiangxi province became the center of porcelain making. City saw a commercial boost and population multiplied. Qing dynasty in 1644 and 1911. Qing is the last Chinese dynasty that employed the institution of the centralized government. It is ruled by the Manchurians, but its various institutions were inherited from the Ming dynasty, except that a few details where the Manchurian customs were retained. The Qing government also implemented a series of policies among the assimilated to Manchurians into the Han countries, so the Hans and the Manchurians could live in harmony. As a result, Qing's economy expanded and people benefited from the strong national power. Agriculture and handcraft industry reached the highest sophistication at time. Okay, we have 2257 and finish. Next one, Chinese ancestors. I see you on the next one. Thank you so much to still with me. Don't forget, click on the like, share with your friends, give a comment. I see you, baby.